Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Greed. And I remember seeing the trailer for this thinking like, oh, this could be a really snarky, dark comedy. Seems like it could be a lot of fun. It's from Michael Winterbottom, who directed the Trip films, and I loved Steve Coogan in them, playing himself, like an exaggerated version of himself. And you can tell they have a lot of director-actor chemistry. And leaving this film feeling very lukewarm about it and trying to figure out how I really felt about it. Because this is the definition of a mixed bag. Because there's multiple tones to this film, there's multiple themes to this film, there's different kinds of atmosphere and what it's going for. And like, is it trying to be funny? Is it trying to be dark? Is it trying to be meaningful? Is it supposed to be satirical? And it's kind of like all kind of thrown in there. And to make matters worse, let's throw in a non-linear plot because, let's confuse it even more. Which, that was probably the one thing that worked the least about this film, was that they were trying to tell things in different timelines, and it's just like, now you're just making this confusing, so how about you just tell the story in front of you? Like, yeah, there's some flashbacks, and it's like, honestly, let's quote a Steve Coogan performance from The Other Guys. So, I'm going to tell you the story, and we're going to start from the end. And we're going to periodically go back to the beginning, and back to the end, and back to the beginning, and we're going to get different perspectives, and it's just like, yeah, that's what this film felt like it was trying to do, and it just didn't really work. And I honestly, there's some chuckle moments, there's some funny moments, there's one particular performance by David Mitchell, who plays Nick, this biographer, doing this biography on Steve Coogan's Greedy McCready, this mogul of fashion who's just filthy rich, and he makes all these snarky comments and terrible puns and dad jokes, and everyone's such an asshole in this that they just look at him like, what are you trying to do? And like, I'm just there chuckling to myself because I think they're hilarious, and this poor guy's just sitting there super awkward, and then his awkward reactions to all of them are even funnier. But that kind of is an encapsulation of this film, because he kind of feels like the comedic tone of this movie, just sitting there like, hey, I can be funny, but everyone else taking this way too seriously or sitting there being like, what are you trying to do? And like the darker themes and real themes of abuse of employees and like sweatshops and all these like darker themes and refugees and racism and stuff like that is trying to control this film, and there's this little corner over here trying to be funny and satirical, and like the darker themes of the movie keep like shooting a side eye over to it, being like, what are you trying to do? And it's just like, just let it be. This would have been much better if you just kind of let it be darkly funny the whole time, but I didn't know how to feel about it. I'm like, should I be laughing? Because, like, Steve Coogan's just such an asshole and so snarky. Like, some of the things he says are horrible, but are ridiculously funny. And Isla Fisher, who plays his ex-wife, has this one particular line that had 3 out of the 4 people in the theater laugh out loud because of it. Which, yeah, there was 4 people in there, including my girlfriend. But, like, it's like, are you trying to be funny? And then it takes a really, really dark turn. And I'm just like, I don't know how to feel about this. And it's like, it's trying to have this message and trying to stick up for the downtrodden. And all the Trump references in this movie are so on the nose. And it's just like, somebody calls it like the self-made man. And it's just like, who are you talking about? And then another thing, and I'm like, I wonder who this is supposed to be. And basically, in the raw end of it, it's like, this movie isn't as clever as I think it thinks it is, nor will it let itself be as funny as it could be, because it's too busy trying to be serious a lot of the time, and just occasionally showing its sense of humor. Like, Wolf of Wall Street, honestly, when it comes down to it, probably has a very similar tone to it, and this film felt like it should be more like that, but it isn't, because it's too busy trying to be one thing or the other, instead of like a really biting, hilarious, over-the-top satire like Wolf of Wall Street is. And in the end, I enjoyed it. I had some fun with it. But, like, should I be having fun with this? Especially how this movie ends. And, like, some of the... Like, Asa Butterfield plays his son, and I understand what he's supposed to be representing here. But, like, he is so despicable. And it's just like, ooh, it makes me feel dirty just watching him on screen. But, honestly, Steve Coogan was, like, the one who really had to carry this movie, and he played his character perfectly. Honestly, the rest of the film around him might not have known exactly what to do, but he knew what he was doing the whole time. But would I recommend this? I feel like it's interesting enough to watch, and I think it's an important enough film with an important enough messaging in it to watch, but I'm not quite sure how you're going to feel, especially immediately leaving the film. But those are my thoughts on Greed. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for supporting your Wasteland reviewer.